And with the sniper rifles being so fucked up, it kind of makes it that you don't want to even unlock the final sniper rifles. Like, the recon kit was the kit I used the most when I first played the game, because I could use the motion sensor, not the motion sensor, but the spawn point thing to get behind the enemy, plant the spawn point on behind the enemy's lines, and then have my entire team just take over from there. Like, you know, we could keep spawning behind the enemy, taking their MCOMs, shooting them in the back, and they didn't know where we were coming from, because, you know, it's hard as hell to find those goddamn things. But you know, they put it to the point where you don't even want to use the final sniper rifles. Like, the final sniper rifle in this game is weak as shit. Like, I think the M40A5 is probably the only bolt action I really like. Other than that, I use the SKS all day. I have over 500 kills with the SKS in this game. It's my favorite gun in the game, period. I just throw the silencer and the sight on it and just go to town. The saving grace of the snipers actually is the fucking semi-automatics, because the bolt actions are so weak that they don't make really any sense to use. I mean, they're fun from time to time, but you know, the sniper rifles are so broken that it's a waste of your time to even, you know, attempt to use them. You can use them, you can do well sometimes, most of the time you won't. And it's kind of, you know, it's a waste. It's a waste of, you know, a gun on that fucking class. I mean, thank the Lord that they decided to put in something like the mobile spawn point, you know, because they didn't have that in Bad Company 2. I'm glad they have something like that now. And then, I don't know, there's a lot of other problems with this game. The bullet drop is way too severe. Like, we all know that gravity exists, alright? And weapons manufacturers have known that gravity has existed since we've been building weapons. That's why we have sights. That's why we have a rear elevation knob. If this game is going to make you take the time to aim at a guy and press select to, you know, to say his position in his on the map, then, you know, while you're pressing select, then, you know, that should count for you setting the elevation on your goddamn weapon. All right, if you can press select and spot a guy, that should count for setting your elevation. It should count for something, because I mean, what is it really to set the rear elevation of it? Reach up with your hand and click. So, you know, what's the point of this whole, you know, bullet drop thing? It's not more realistic, motherfucker. We have the rear elevation knob in real life. And that whole thing where they're saying bullet drop is realistic, no, bullet drop is stupid. And it's way too severe, especially on sniper rifles. Like, if you can see your bullets falling out of the air as you're shooting at people, there's a motherfucking problem. There's other stuff. I touched on, you know, how fucked up the vehicles are, how there's too many of them, they're too strong. Other small things that kind of make the game fucked up, like spawning in the gunshots. Like, there's no type of protection from you spawning in. Alright? First of all, they don't tell you when your when your teammates are in danger. Like, most games, you know, it says you can't spawn, teammates are in danger. They don't say nothing about that shit in this game. They don't say shit. They should say something, or at least show you a better view of your teammates, but yeah, you can spawn right into gunfire. You know, most of the equipment in this game is almost unusable. Either it glitches every time you try to use it and push it down, like to the point where you have to keep pressing the button to keep putting the equipment down until it actually functions and works, or it's just way too overly complicated to use. Like, some of the snipers' equipment is just like stupid. You have to take it out, then equip it, then put it down, then start it, then you can use it. And like, what the fuck is going on? That shit is ridiculous. Like, you know, this is a video game. You have to make this shit accessible and fun to play. Like, you can't just, you know, you can't put the fucking hardest, like, equipment in the game and then make it like real life. Like, obviously, the javelin is a lot harder to use in real life. Don't make it hard to use in the game. Well, they didn't do that with the javelin, but they did it with other shit. You know, the javelin's easy to use. Make other things, you know, just as easy to use as the javelin. It's just a lot of things are just poorly executed, which makes the game kind of fucked up. And I'm not going to compare this game to Call of Duty, because this game isn't like Call of Duty. This game, like Battlefield and Call of Duty, are as different as night and day. Like, comparing this to Call of Duty is like comparing Minecraft to Skyrim. Just because, oh, they have weapons and crafting. No, they are Minecraft and Skyrim are completely different games. They are not the same just because they have weapons and crafting. They're completely fucking different. Just like these two games, like just like Call of Duty and Battlefield are completely different. What I'm going to compare this to is Bad Company 2 all fucking day, because it was a prime example of what a Battlefield game should be like. Excuse me, man. But yeah, a lot of things just poorly executed, and I'm disappointed. All around, as a Battlefield player, I'm really disappointed in what, you know, EA and DICE have done with the game. I don't like it. I really just can't recommend it. Like, my friends have abandoned me. Like, I'm alone on this shit. They're like, fuck you, I'm playing another game. Like, fuck you, Battlefield is fucked up, this ain't Bad Company 2, I'm not playing this shit. And then, you know, there's other small things, like you can't leave the fucking lobby when, you know, the game's over to join a different game. If, like, you know, the game's fucked up, there's lag, or there's motherfuckers using cheap shit. Or, I don't know, like, when you kill a guy, there's a bunch of late sounds. Like, for example, like, a guy will, you know, he'll be making sounds around you, but you won't know he's there because the sounds are late. You know what I'm saying? You get the fucking, like, the footsteps when the guy's stabbing you. Like, the guy's stabbing you, then you get the footsteps coming up the stairs. Like, what the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying? Or I kill a guy, you know what I'm saying, 10 seconds later, I hear a guy scream and I hear some gunshots. I'm like, I killed that guy a long time ago. Like, the shit is, you know, there's a lot of glitches. Like the climb fails and everything. These are all fucked up glitches that need to be addressed, but I don't think they're going to be. Yeah, the whole can't leave the lobby thing. You know what I do in this game? As soon as I start hearing the music play that the game's about to be over, I quit. I quit and go to the next game, because I really don't want to wait in that lobby. I don't like the fact that you have to start another game and then quit out the game to go somewhere else to play. You know, if you're done playing Conquest, you want to play some Rush, you can't do that. You have to do a bunch of dumb shit like wait in this lobby or fucking dashboard out of the game just to leave the lobby. That's fucking stupid. And then, also noticed something like I didn't know about until I just started playing again. Apparently, the USAS-12 with the frag rounds is like the new, you know, cheap gun. I had no idea. I kept seeing people use it. I'm like, why the fuck are people using this thing? This gun is terrible. Well, apparently I was wrong, because I noticed that I was getting killed from very, very far away with a shotgun, and they weren't using slugs. Like in Bad Company 2, if you wanted to kill somebody with a shotgun, you had to use slugs. Like, well, not with a shot, but you can use buckshot up close. But if you want to kill someone from a distance, you pretty much had to use slugs. And with slugs, you can kill people upward of 200 yards. You know what I'm saying? With one shot. And I noticed that. I was like, what the hell is going on with this shit? What the fuck just killed me? I'm like, why is that guy using the USAS-12? Why is he insane? And I didn't understand it, but then I noticed something. It was a trend. And I tried to frag, you know, rounds before with my other shotguns, and I didn't like it at all. I was like, this fucking thing kind of sucks. Who the fuck is at my door? Anyway, I'm in the middle of something. So anyway, I noticed that this was kind of a trend and shit, and I looked at it and I was like, what the fuck is this? And I guess it's the new cheap shit that people are doing, and I guess it's gonna continue. There's other cheap shit going on, like people doing elevators in the game, and this is how you know that a game is at its end. When all people do is cheap shit because they're bored and sick and tired of the game, that's when it's over. That's pretty much the sign that, hey, it's over and done with. People are just going to do cheap shit, because that's how you know people are done with the game. They're bored with it. They don't have anything else they want to do, because all they do is cheap shit every game to fuck with the game. That's how you really know it's over. Like, that it's over. And I'm really disappointed in, you know, DICE and EA's performance in this whole thing overall, especially with how stellar a game Bad Company 2 was. And I don't know, there's just a bunch of dumb shit going on, and I don't really appreciate it. Like, you know, I would really appreciate it if, like, the credit went to where credit was due, if the weapons were fixed, if, you know, the amount of health that people had was fixed, if, you know, there were less fucking vehicles in the game. But I don't know if these things would be addressed. Most of these game developers aren't known for their ability to handle things without patching and whatnot, so it is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. But with that said, I will be continuing to put out Battlefield gameplay. I haven't become terrible at the game or anything. You know what I'm saying? I'm still good. And I still will be continue to experiment because there is some fun to be had in the game. You know, so you keep playing, you get, you know, so I kept playing, I got some of my skills back, and there's some fun to be had in the game, and you know, I find it. Also, another thing, the deathmatch games are just ridiculously, just terribly executed. Like, their maps are pretty good. You know, I'd say if the maps were the team deathmatch sides, maybe plus another 50% on like the team deathmatch sides of the maps, that would be good. That would be good for Conquest, in my opinion. Because, you know, you shouldn't be able to run all out of map in these crazy boonies areas of the map and stupid shit like that in a Conquest game. But the deathmatch games are just poorly executed. That whole random spawning thing is fucking stupid, and it just spawns you right in front of people sometimes. You know, if they're gonna put you on a team, let you spawn on your team. What's the point of being on a team that you can see on the fucking display, but you can't spawn on the people? That's like one of the strengths of this game, being able to spawn it as a team and work as a team-oriented game. But yeah, the deathmatch games are just so poorly put together that I suggest you don't even bother playing unless you just want to get some kills. And the deathmatch games are actually a good place to go and get some flawlesses. Like, during my play session this weekend, I put up a couple flawless games just by going into deathmatch, like team deathmatch games, and just getting nothing but kills because it's easy. So if you're looking to get a couple of flawless games, go to team deathmatch. You'll get it no problem. And if you do run into the cheap shit like the fucking, you know, the USAS 12 with frag rounds, just leave. Because they're not going to put it, they're not going to stop doing it. They're just going to just keep spamming that shit forever. Just, you know, just leave or get in the tank. It also kind of bothers me that, you know, every gun in this game requires burst fire. I understand the need for burst fire and shit, but an assault rifle shouldn't require burst fire to shoot a guy that's right across the motherfucking street. You know what I'm saying? I understand at a distance. I get that. Especially, you know, LMGs, whatever, but everything doesn't have to require burst fire and all of that shit all the fucking time. You should be able to full auto sometimes. Shit. But that's about it. That's Battlefield, you know, my honest opinion, my real thoughts and opinions about the game. You know, I want to keep playing the game just to have fun, and you know, a lot of things need to be looked at. And I hope they do get looked at, and I hope, you know, the people voice their, the people in the community voice their opinions about these things. Because they really do need to be fixed if this game is going to, you know, continue as a franchise. Because right now, it's fucking up. It's really fucking up. But that's all. As always, like this, comment, share, give a thumbs up. If you don't, well, give this shit a thumbs down. I'll catch you motherfuckers later.